Welcome to the Waffle Shop podcast. Today I'm joined by a Love Island legend and a bit of a legend anyway, because when we talk about mental health a lot on this show, where there's someone who's doing quite a lot for men's mental health at the minute, and I have got so much respect for him. It's legend, Mr. Hugo Hammond.
Hi everyone, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the Waffle Shop.
It's good to be here.
Honestly, I meant what I said, by the way. And obviously, anyone who can see this right now can see, well, not right now, whoever's watching it back, obviously. You're rocking the Mo.
The top lip banter, yeah, it's here. It's very questionable. You know what? I was actually really worried it wasn't going to go back in time, and I was going to be like preaching all this and just look like absolutely nothing. But thankfully, I'm at the age now, obviously 25. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, exactly. No, it's good.
So I start each one of my shows with something called the Weekly Waffle, and it's something that is so petty, but it makes me feel better when I get it off my chest. So feel free to obviously get something off your chest as well. But this right now, Hugo, we're coming into like the winter, It is freezing.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't wind me up, but I'm getting a little bit older now, so I'm allowed to moan about it. But getting up before my alarm to go to the toilet in the morning,
it's Baltic. It's freezing.
I'm not at that age yet where I know how to work the boiler properly or like to set it on a timer.
Yeah.
I'm that much of a failed adult, but it literally happened to me this morning and it was absolutely bitter. And then by the time I got comfy back in bed, my alarm was going off. Yeah. So
you miss out on that like key snooze time as well.
Oh,
like once that happens, you just miss that like dreamy roll over 10 more minutes, and it's just
a beautiful moment.
Oh mate, that honestly, those mate, God, you're getting me going a little bit here. I'm getting emotional for you on your behalf. Yeah. I'm like, because I know exactly what you're on about. It's horrible, absolutely horrible.
And that's how my day started.
Can I get something off my chest?
Of course you can.
I'm not going to tell you which bank, but I had to deal with a bank on the phone the other day because I was out on holiday, and I prearranged I prearranged it with them that I was going on holiday, so don't cancel my cards when I'm spending abroad. So I go out and I'm out, and I've had a few quiet ones with my friends, and we're paying the bill at the end of the night, and I'm like, lads, I've got it. Don't worry. Contactless doesn't work. Fantastic. Plug it in. Do the old chip and pin. Doesn't work. Fantastic. Okay. Absolute disaster. I had to like bank my friend's money. This is at like quite early in the morning as well. And then I call them up, and I say call them up, I mean call them for like an hour and a half.
Oh God.
Morning after, because they're like, oh, sorry, we can't help you. Let me forward you to this person. I'm like, cool, can you help? They're like, no, this person. I'm like, oh. Anyway, finally get it sorted. And so I'm now checking out my hotel to get my flight home. And I've got to pay a couple bits and bobs. So I go there, I tap my card, doesn't work. Fantastic. Put it in, chip and pin, doesn't work. I still haven't called them back yet, but I'm telling you, Mr. Bankman, you're going to get an angry call sometime this week when I find a minute, because it was so embarrassing. Because everyone's like, obviously, since I was out with a couple of mates, and obviously, like, since the show, everyone's like, oh,
well, look at him off the telly. Get his card declined.
Someone's flopped, hasn't he? Someone's really let themselves go since being an ITV star or whatever. And I'm literally there, like, embarrassment, like, oh, I promise I'm not. There is enough. Rant over.
Do you feel better now?
Yeah, it's nice I could talk to someone about it rather than let it eat me up inside.
See, this is the purpose of the show. And while we're on the subject of that, do you know what also really winds me up about when you phone in those kind of conversations? The hold music. I am sick to death of, I mean, she's a phenomenal singer. I'm sick to death of Jess Glynn. I love her. I think she's brilliant, but I am sick to death of hearing her. Right, that was a side note. Apologies to Jess Glynn.
Sorry, Jess.
If she ever wants to come for a waffle, obviously, get in touch.
Yeah. Just don't sing. Horrible.
Right. So, reason why I wanted to have a waffle with you, aside from like the mental health kind of conversation. You were
Yeah.
obviously on one of the biggest TV shows in the world, obviously Love Island.
Yeah.
Now, I related to you, Hugo, in so many ways because
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
please take this in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone in the friend zone as much as I have been in the friend zone. So the fact that I was being represented on TV, I thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad you could relate at my expense and and feel more comfortable with yourself because of my
For an inspiration.
tragicness or whatnot. So yeah, for all the guys out there that can't get out the friend zone and find love, I'm here for you. Here I am in all my glory. I've got you, okay? At least yours wasn't 7 million people though, whatever it is on Love Island. So
it's true. So but to be fair, this is kind of what I wanted to kind of lead with this bit, because like what obviously you go on the show to kind of like find love and stuff like that, but like you have got to have some kind of like bollocks to go like put yourself out there to be that kind of vulnerable and be like kind of like bearing your soul a little bit.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, like so I a couple of people knew I was going on before, like my closest mates that were like looking after my socials and stuff. Said, look, guys, my biggest fear of this is that I walk in on the day one and no one steps forward for me, because I can just imagine the group chats roasting me for the rest of my life. Every time it'll come up on like memories or something, and then little do you know, I stroll in all confident, and then bam, see ya, that's it, done. And then from then it just kind of went this massive implosion of 6 weeks of loveless pain. I think would
want me to add some violins to this bit?
Oh, mate,
an edit.
I need a whole orchestra, mate. Have you got that? I need the whole orchestra. No, it wasn't all that bad, and I get a lot of chit chat like, oh, girls came in for you, but you're too picky, you're too fussy. But I said I didn't want to fake it or just like go with it for the sake of it, because I don't think you should do that for love or relationship. But I just don't think it's fair, like playing anyone along, like including myself.
Yeah, no, of course.
I just kind of sung to my own hymn sheet a little bit and danced to my own music and just kind of, unfortunately it didn't work out for me. But it was a hell of
on the flip side of that though, like I do have to commend you, because there was parts of like, when you were standing up for like the girls and stuff like that. And for someone who's kind of like, I was raised by women, I live with my younger sister, like to see someone like yourself being like, no, don't agree with that. Like, fair play to you.
Oh, thanks, mate. It means a lot. Yeah, I think, just being me, mate. Just being me. That's all you can do in these situations. I said, because if I was someone else in the show when I came home, back to reality, my friends and family would have called me out and be like, Hugo, what are you doing? Like, you would never be with someone like that, or you'd never usually act that way. And they're the guys whose opinions of me that really mean the most to me and matter. So I couldn't like wing it or not be myself in it, because then it wouldn't have sat right with me. So I just kind of went with it, I think
did you enjoy it though? Did you have fun?
Oh, man, after COVID, 18 months of like no traveling and no going out or anything, to spend like a summer in the sun with like a load of sexy young people in like whatever £1 million villa, mate, sign me up. I'll do it all.
I was going to say,
I can't really say.
Didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I'm wading past all the L's and losses I took out the way. Now. We're very narrow sighted.
Never a loss, always a lesson. So
yeah, exactly.
Remember that.
Too right. As long as you know it. But it was an amazing experience and once in a lifetime opportunity, and I couldn't pass up on that.
No, amazing. So what's life like now after? Because I'm always really intrigued like with people who kind of go, especially come from like a mental health point of view, like they go on these like huge shows, like you're out there for the world to kind of see and kind of scrutinize and stuff like that. Like, have you received any kind of anything like that since leaving the villa?
Mate, loads. I think everyone has. I think that's just, it's a horrible place, but I think that's just the internet days, right?
True.
So for me, I'm not on Twitter. I think Twitter's a toxic black hole of inhumane individuals.
Completely agree with you.
I just don't go on it. I dread to think if you tweeted Hugo Hammond Love Island or something, it'd probably be a load of vile rubbish. So stay off that. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok's so much fun. You just post a load of rubbish and enjoying yourselves, and it's just a laugh with those that follow me and whatnot. And then Instagram, for every like message I hate, I get like 40 or 50 really nice ones. So it's really easy for me to block out. And you know, as I said, I've got such a strong friendship and family group that I'm so thankful for, that, you know, they're very, you know, they're all got the opinions I only really care about. So if, you know, you got a random bloke with like a race car as a profile picture, like 0 followers, follows like a few hundred, 0 posts, just like, all right, mate, enjoy yourself, have fun. Like, for me, it doesn't really, do you know what I mean? That's what it always is, isn't it? A race car, or like a footballer, or like just like a little weird shape in the picture. It's like, mate, like, get a grip. No, so
I don't get it. Like, it's such a waste of time. Like, you're not going to build anyone else up or make yourself feel better by putting someone else down. Like,
yeah, and that's why I chuckle.
that
That's
doesn't
why
work.
I laugh at it. Yeah, I laugh at it because it's just like, it literally, I like, sometimes if I get like a bad one, funny one, I literally like show my mates and we're like, look at this, like, we'll just like have a chuckle because we're literally laughing at them. Like, it's just yeah, it's it's a strange world. Obviously, it's such a Love Island, such like, you know, a lot of influencers like build a following over time. So, you know, it's like a quite a natural, organic process. Whereas for like a Love Island, it's literally this overnight, half a mil, 1.5 mil, however many, numerous amounts. So it's like, you know, some of them follow you just because of the show, like they don't actually like you. So it's like they kind of, now we're kind of weaning those people out, you know, so you can kind of like figure it all out. But
yeah. I imagine like life has gone from like zero, well, not zero, saying that you're on zero.
Cheers,
like,
mate.
So, yeah, for God's sake.
You go a year ago crying now. You've absolutely mugged him off. He got from 0. How dare you? 0. Thanks, man.
All I've done since you've been on the show is insult you, but in a backhanded way.
How much longer is left? Is it somewhere else to be?
The connection's gone.
I've got some washing somewhere these days.
But no, like, but imagine like life has gone from like kind of 0 to 100, like you just said, like overnight. Was it like, is any part of that kind of like a little bit overwhelming to be like, now everyone knows who you are?
Yeah, I'd say, pardon the pun, every day's a school day now for me. I literally learn every day how this new, like, I hate the word influencer, but how this like new influencer life is, you know. So I learn all the time. I've got a great management team that look after me and help me out. And as I said, my friends and family always keep me grounded, and if I need help, they're there for me. But yeah, it's obviously very different. You know, I was training to be a PE teacher, and now I'm kind of doing this stuff at the minute. So yeah, very different. Like, I never dreamed of, like, you know, some people like, not chase it, but like really want to be an influencer or content creator and stuff like that. Like, it was never really my dream. Obviously I just kind of fumbled my way into it and fell over a couple of times on the way, and now here I am
on national TV in front of millions every single night.
Thanks, but yeah, I love it. It's been great fun. It's been one heck of a ride, you know, and yeah, there's more to come as well, and I can't wait.
The thing is though, like, I think as much as everyone says like it's the dream stuff, like the fact, like you've just said there, as long as you're having fun and like you are generally like, I'm laughing and smiling already, like, and I've been in like your company for what, 5-10 minutes. So it's like, if you're having fun and you're kind of putting a smile on other people's faces, like, to me, like, that's what life's all about. Like, do you know what I mean? Enjoying yourself, not taking things too seriously, because especially after the past couple of years that we've all had, it's like now we're in a position where we should be enjoying ourselves and having a laugh.
Yeah, exactly. And I get a load of nice messages being like, oh, you know, like, thanks. Because a lot of my like Instagram and TikToks are just having a laugh, just kind of, just like, what's up here? How's it going? Happy Monday. Like, hope you're well, you know, just having chit chat really. And yeah, I think you're spot on. I think in the world isn't going to be a worse place for kind of more of that kind of content or just vibes or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's kind of the way I'm going with it, really.
I'm here for it, mate. There's another thing that kind of leads me on to this kind of thing, because I always ask like my guests for like a little bit of advice and stuff, because we get a lot of messages on the show like with various people kind of like struggling to be themselves, or kind of getting themselves out of their comfort zone and stuff like that. Like, for anyone who is in a position who's like a little bit scared of kind of getting out of their comfort zone, like, what would you advise like be to them?
What would my advice be to them? God, bit early on a Tuesday for this, mate.
I know, sorry.
I guess I'll go with my Villa mantra of kind of just be yourself. I think, you know, you're dealt a hand of cards, right, and you can't change that. So you just got to play with what you got and work with what you got. And I do think there is a big problem in kind of, not problem, but, you know, whole social media world now is you can always see someone doing something better than you or having more fun than you or in a cooler place than you or whatnot. but it's not realistic. It's not real. Like you don't see me posting like when I wake up in the morning feeling all horrible or like can't get out of bed on my Instagram. Do you know what I mean? Like no one does that kind of thing. You know, and yeah, you see me jetting off, doing this in like going to live my dream. I watched the Cricket World Cup final in Dubai last week, or whatever, for my birthday and stuff like that. It's amazing, cool, but you know, you don't see me having like a bad day on there. So all of that isn't real. So I think I would just say, yeah, you just gotta all you can do is be you. You can't be anyone else. You know, you can change. You know, you can put in a lot of work to change, but you're not changing yourself. It's all that's external stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I think, yeah, you just own it, rock it. And, you know, I've got dealt a pretty bad hand, you know, obviously born my club feet and stuff. But, you know, I'm very proud of it and I own it. And I think I would love to be like a positive role model in that sense, no matter kind of who you are, what cards you've been dealt, as I said, or whatever, that you can just still smash it and own it. And that's kind of why I wanted to go on a show like Love Island, just to show how mainstream it can be to be a person who lives with a disability or have this or that going on. So yeah, that's what I'll go with that.
Mate, I don't think I could. I think if we ended the chat there, I'd be like, perfect. Honestly, no, it's solid advice. And you know, I did want to kind of touch on like the disability thing, and it's only, I mean, I've never experienced it from your level, but my mom is now permanently in a wheelchair, and it's like a completely different world. Like you have to kind of think differently, adapt. Like honestly, as much as obviously it must be so difficult like throughout life, but you guys are like who are facing any kind of like mental, physical disability, like you guys are like the real soldiers with that, because the fact that you just kind of you keep going. And I think it is one of the biggest kind of messages, I guess, on the show, and kind of to reiterate what you just said, is the fact that, you know, just being yourself and kind of keep going regardless of the cards that you're dealt. Like you can still build this like fun, incredible life that you deserve.
Yeah, definitely. And I know for a fact, I know when I was younger, I wasn't as comfortable with talking about it as I was now, because I was the only one, so to speak, in my class. I like I have an older brother who I love very much, who also has the same disability as me. So I always had him. But you know, some people aren't as comfortable about talking about it, and I can fully understand why as well. So I think the more positive messages and stuff we can put out there with regards to all this can only, you know, lead to more positive outcomes and more opportunities. So yeah, I think it's fantastic that we can, you know, openly discuss things like this. You know, if one person sees it and thinks, oh, you know, I'm gonna own it a little bit more today, you know, I'll be proud, or just like keep going. As you say, an amazing characteristic, isn't it, to just keep going, you know, no matter what life throws at you, you just keep plowing through, keep being you, keep doing your own thing, you know, don't compare to everyone else. But yeah, no, it's anything I can do to help, I'm here for it. And yeah, I really want to.
No, mate, it genuinely it's incredible. Was there sorry to kind of go back a bit, was there a turning point with you kind of with the kind of like, I don't want to kind of play too much on the disability thing, because you know, I don't want to kind of like put you in a position to be like, oh, I want to talk about this kind of thing. So obviously feel free to share what you want. But was there a turning point? Was like, well, okay, yeah, this is happening to me. This is me. But am I going to let it stop it? Was there like a moment, or was it just like a gradual thing to be like, well, no, I'm still going to do whatever I want to do?
I think it was gradual. I think, you know, I grew up playing like mainstream sport, and I was very, you know, I was very lucky. I had such a lovely upbringing, and I didn't have really many problems or issues with it. When I started playing like representative cricket for the England disability stuff, that was a real kind of like, you know what, like this is actually, you know, like one of those moments.
A proud moment,
Yeah, it's like, and I think, I don't know, I was about 15, 16 then. And that's probably, you know, I also like grew a little taller and kind of got a bit more, I don't know what, like, I guess puberty, kind of lost a lot of puppy fat and got more. I'm like 6'3" now, and 6'2" and a bit, but we round it up. 6'3" now.
At least you can get away with saying 6 foot. I'm 5'9" now on a good day.
And yeah, I think kind of around then, and like, I guess as I just matured, when I wasn't a kid anymore, I can't change it. Like, You can't let it get you down. If you let it take over your life, then God, you'll be miserable all the time, wouldn't you? What's the point in that? So yeah, and I say I'm very lucky. I've got friends and family that have always had my back and always they're always there for me. So that definitely helps as well.
No, I'm loving this.
Ah,
Yeah, this is
no,
great.
it's nice. It's nice to talk about it. I feel a lot. Well, a lot on Love Island. Obviously, I got marketed as the first person with a disability. Number one, I don't know if I was, because some people just may not have disclosed it or spoke about it as openly. And I can't speak for everyone else. But also, when I was in there, they didn't play. I had these kind of conversations with kind of every Islander that came in while I was there, but it never got aired. So it's nice when I can kind of put this stuff out there, because that was kind of one of the reasons why I really wanted to get on a show like such as Love Island, so I can promote and like push this kind of side of things. So no, I love it. It's good.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you waffle in here about it.
Nice to waffle to you.
Cheers. Look at us redeeming myself now for the insults I threw at you at the beginning.
yeah. It's like a sandwich, you know, you get like insult, nice filling, insults. I'm worried what's coming next now.
Oh yeah, you should be worried.
Butted me up.
So obviously this podcast was born out of a very difficult place for me. And it wasn't until having these kind of conversations with people like yourself that I started to realize just how important it was for us lads to be talking about, like, not just our mental health, but like our emotions, like, you know, anything in general, even like phoning the bank, winding you up, even like stubbing your toe. It's important to get those things off your chest if it's annoyed you. I'm going to kind of throw you under the bus a little bit again in terms of...
I told you it was coming. Yeah, hit me.
Just in terms of like your advice, like you mentioned earlier on in the show, like, you know, no one sees kind of like the bad days when like you struggle to get out of bed, or, you know, like everyone's kind of seeing, not just yourself, but like social media in general, everyone only really sees the good days. So when days are a little bit kind of manic or a little bit much for yourself, like what do you do? Like what are your coping mechanisms to kind of get you back to where you need to be?
Yeah, mine's a very PE teacher jock answer, is exercise. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, when I left university, I think I was quite overweight, and, you know, university life, you know, you're eating like pot noodles and you're drinking a lot and things like that. And I wasn't in like the best place. And, you know, I got really into like my I was always into my sport and like gym and stuff, but I was never really into it. But I got into like running and like exercising, even like walking and stuff, just going, spending more time outside. And like, so if I'm ever not down, but if I'm ever, you know, if I don't work out or exercise on a day now, if I don't go for a walk or a run or do something in the gym, I feel it. I know, I can tell, because, you know, my moods, I'm slightly a bit off. I'm a bit, a bit groggy, a bit not feeling myself. So for me, it's always been exercise. And, you know, if a mate comes up to me and he says, "Oh, Hugo, you know, I'm not feeling my best at the minute," the first thing I'd ask them be like, "Are you exercising, and what are you eating?" Because I feel they play two massive parts. Like your gut health is massive on your mental health, and exercise as well. Obviously, I'm not going to serotonin. You know, you get all the good stuff going around. Like, so yeah, that'd be the first thing I ask. So for me, that's kind of my coping mechanism, as well as I keep going back to it, but just mates, isn't it? It's just your boys,
100%.
Your girls, your family, like. You know, so some things pumping iron and running can't help with as well. I will emphasize that. So, you know, I will always say, you know, your nearest and dearest, you know, are always there for you. So, and you're not bothering anyone when you speak to them about these things. And I think that actually they really appreciate it, because they also feel valued that you can speak to them about something like this. So it's like a whole wholesome effort to making sure everyone's feeling good and better, which I think is fantastic.
It's kind of like the ripple effect that it has as well, isn't it? Because you confiding in someone and kind of trusting them to kind of share what you're feeling, it kind of gives them the reassurance that maybe it's not to you, maybe it's to someone else, that they can go off and have that conversation. And this is why, like, it's the driving force behind this whole show, is because of the ripple effect that it has, and kind of keeping that conversation going, because it's saving lives. And you know, it's so important, especially with people kind of like our age, because when I was in school, like, we weren't having this kind of conversation. It was always kind of the generic stuff. So I'm so grateful now to be in a position to be talking to like people like yourself about this kind of stuff, because like take away all the kind of like the cameras, this, that, and the other. Like we're just normal people who like to go to the gym.
Just blokes, mate. Just blokes.
Exactly.
No.
See? Powerful that was.
Yeah, mate. Exactly. Good stuff. All the good stuff. And that's the thing as well. Like, I know we laugh and joke about it, but that's probably just because who we are as well. So, you know, it can, and that's what it should be. I feel like we're two people that are very comfortable at talking about this kind of thing, which is why we can have a bit of back and forth with it. Whereas some people aren't as well. So we need to get more people kind of in art, bring them over to us and get them involved in kind of what we're thinking and feeling, and, you know, make sure that it's an open, happy, like, okay place to talk, you know, it's comfortable. Because, you know, some people are a bit like, oh, you know, I don't want to show my mate's weakness or anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to be the one to start this or do that. It's like, no, that's not how we should think about it. We should be begging for people to talk about it, you know?
Exactly.
So that's where we should be. And this
that's
is how
exactly what I did to get you on the show. I begged.
Exactly. Yeah, nailed it. Have a good waffle about it. See what I did there on brand.
Oh, see, I love that. Thank you.
I keep
Don't be charging me for that.
No, get the management onto you, mate.
This is my invoice.
Yeah, hefty bill at the end.
One of my biggest coping mechanisms is music, and I love to incorporate it into every kind of aspect.
I'm excited for this. I got the brief, and I was like, "This is me." So a lot of people don't know. I was actually, when I was at school, I was a music scholar, so I was actually more music than sport. But
okay,
I then chose sport over music, and I probably should have chosen music. So I think I was a little bit better at it. But you know, I was like, I want to be a jock. I was like, I want to be a sports person. But I should have got. So I used to play the trumpet, and I sung at school to pretty high standards. So yeah, I'm here for it. Let's go.
I kind of want to hear the singing now.
You don't. It's birthday weekend's left the voice quite coarse. You have to check out
after your birthday weekend.
Check the TikTok. There's someone there. You can have a look.
Anything is better than Jess Glynn on those phone calls. So that was me throwing your hat in the ring then.
Or Jess Glynn, honestly.
No, sorry, I need to stop because sorry if she actually listens to this. She's very talented. I need to stop. She is really nasty. So yeah, obviously music is, in my eyes, like the answer to pretty much anything. Whether you're happy, sad, whatever it might is, there is a song or there's a lyric that really kind of, it tells your story without you having to say the words. Yeah. So I want to know, like, what are the songs that you go to or albums, like when, say you are having a bad day, like what do you lean towards?
Yeah. So I echo exactly what you say there. I've got music for every situation. I
love this.
That I need to have it. Like, I've got such, obviously, because I did music as an upbringing, I've got such like a sparse collection of like what I would turn to and listen to. So when I used to study at university, I used to listen to either jazz or classical, so stuff with no lyrics. And so, because if there's lyrics, I would like to start typing the lyrics on my essays. And I'd be like, why is half of Lewis Capaldi's song in the middle of my business essay? It's like, they don't want to read that. So I'll go like cool jazz. I was playing trumpet. I love my jazz music. So like, you know, you got your Miles Davis, you got your John Coltrane, Lee Morgan, like proper old school jazz, which you probably wouldn't think about me as well.
No, you've blown my mind a little bit here.
And then like classical, I like Chopin's Raindrop Prelude's probably my favorite. And then you've got loads of, you know, your classic, you've got your Mozart's, your Beethoven's, all this stuff, like blah, 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 loads. Like a waffle.
You came prepared.
But if I've actually got a playlist on my phone called Sad Boy Hours. So if I'm like a breakup playlist, like a car, like a proper crying at the wheel, like I've got one of those. I like bang out like Adele, Make You Feel My Love, and I'm like rocking away. I like I've got absolutely loads. And then if I'm like obviously I love my gym and stuff. So if I'm in the gym, I've got some like heavy bass line or rap or something with like stuff going on. It's just like, how have you gone from Beethoven's 12th Symphony to blooming Drake over in like space?
If it works, it works. So
yeah, I know it does. But yeah, I love it. Like, I must admit, like, so I've been to 2 concerts in my life. I went to Reading Festival, and who do I remember seeing? I saw like Eminem, Disclosure, Chase and Status. I love that kind of thing. But
oh my God, were we there the same year? Was this a few years back?
It was my GCSE year. So I must have been, this is a while ago. It must have been, how old am I now? 25. So 9 years ago.
Oh yeah, no. I was going to say the last time I went to Reading, Eminem was there, and I was like, oh,
No, yeah, well, yeah,
oh.
that was class. I used to love Eminem Shake That. I know every lyric, and no, I'm not going to back it. It's highly inappropriate. And then, yeah, so I've been to 2 concerts. I've seen Ed Sheeran, who I absolutely love. Although, Ed, if you're watching, don't like the new album.
No,
mate.
don't do that.
Don't like it. He's drifted too far from what I like.
I've
I like Give Me
worked
Love.
with him recently,
Perfect. I know. I saw in the thing,
and
but
now.
yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, it's
Oh,
not
hang on a minute. We need to apologise because I feel like the pair of us have just slagged off ginger singers this whole time.
No, I told you I love Ed Sheeran.
No, he's good.
I've seen concerts Ed Sheeran,
Yeah.
and it was like, plus Divide and Times. I could like photograph, perfect.
Yeah.
Like Give Me Love, A-Team. I could go on and on and like I know like all of them, and they're like proper. That I would play. They're timeless for me. Like I'll probably be playing them in a decade, 2 decades time. So I saw him, and that was amazing. And then I've seen Justin Bieber. I saw Justin Bieber for my 19th birthday, and it was phenomenal. And I really liked it. Yeah, it was a hell of a show.
There is no judgment here, by the way. I went to a festival once purely because he was headlining.
He's an incredible artist. His songs are always unbelievable. Like Love Yourself. Oh, so good. For the times that you rain in my pool. Like, oh God, I learned that on the guitar as well. So I thought
do you know Ed Sheeran wrote that?
Yeah, I know he did, didn't he?
So you come in and slagging him off now, singing his songs.
He wrote Little Things for One Direction as well, I'm pretty sure. He's written for loads of other people.
We're going to have to... This is going to be going on for hours. The amount of conversation.
One of the Little Mix songs as well, I'm pretty sure. He's done loads.
Oh, he's ridiculously talented.
Yeah, imagine giving away those songs as well. Like they're like #1 hits. He's just actually... Nah, you can...
If you could, like... Okay, so like festival headliners... Right. So if you've got so like Hugo Fest, we'll call it, right? So you've got 2 yeah, that was an awful name. I'm really sorry.
I was like,
it was a better name.
Yeah, no, I like it. Right, we'll go with it. Run it.
Work in progress, right? So 2 headliners, alive or dead.
Yeah.
Who are you going for?
Coldplay. And Coldplay instantly. Like I've seen some of the stuff from them at Glasgow, and I'm like, I'm gonna go Coldplay.
You need to see Coldplay live.
No, I need to. Like The Scientist as well. I won a talent show singing The Scientist once, and that gets me in my feels. That's a really emotional song. And then you're gonna hate me for this probably, but I'm gonna go Drake because like the hype up, like at like Wireless and stuff, and like Fest. If we're talking Fest, I feel like it's a good contrast. You got your sing along. Whatever, with your Coldplay. Then you got, the party boy, Mr. Hammond coming through with his Drake side, having a little bit. Although I am literally waffling here. I was out in Birmingham in a club, okay, and I was with my brother lives there, so I was visiting him, and I woke up the next morning to a message on Instagram being like, I've never seen nothing more tragic than Hugo Hammond dancing and singing to Drake in a club, and I was like, what am I meant to do? Just sit there and not move. Like, what do they want me to do in a club? Just sit there and like, how's the weather doing? I was like having a good time with my mates, and they were like, "Oh, it's so tragic. What's he doing? Dancing and singing?" I was like, huh?
What's funny because they're probably what's more tragic is the fact that they're at a nightclub watching you dance and enjoy yourself and like literally having fun, but you're the tragic one for that.
I know.
That makes no sense.
This like a month ago, I was so confused. I was like, I didn't know how I felt. I was like, as you said, I thought about it as we just have. And I was just like, oh, but yeah. Sorry for the sidetrack. Drake and Coldplay.
Strong
what about
choice.
you? What was your 2? I want to know your 2.
So going back to the whole jazz thing, I'm a huge Amy Winehouse fan.
Oh, that's
huge, like early Amy Winehouse. Yeah.
Oh.
So if it could have Dead or Alive, it would be Amy would be headlining one of those days.
Yeah.
The second day, I'm very fortunate. Obviously, I go to a lot of gigs. I go to a lot of festivals. Like, there's not many people that I haven't seen, but there's one band that I've never seen that I would pay hundreds to see, and that would be Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
They just remind me of growing up. Like, they're just So that would be my two. It's probably not to everyone's taste, but then I'd have a third day and I'd have
Amy Winehouse. When Valerie, I love Valerie. It's such a good song. It's got those like cool jazz tones, but also got her like unique kind of voice going along with it as well. It's a really, really good. Oh, I should have thought of more past musicians.
I know you just went straight up Radio
I'm
1
sorry,
playlist.
I just went basic 25-year-old.
Actual FM's Jingle Bell Ball.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh,
I know those are available.
Like that.
Sorry.
Oh, that one hurt. Ouch. Yeah, fair enough. I'll take that on the chin.
So, okay, final, because obviously we've gone a little bit off track. I mean, that was one, I'm adding that to my like pool of questions because I loved the way that actually, I could saw the cogs turning in your head with that.
Not being at school again.
Yeah, love that. What song makes you cry?
Makes me cry. Oh.
Apart from The Scientists, obviously, you've said that obviously puts you in the feels.
I'm gonna go "Bruises" by Lewis Capaldi.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that. To be honest, that whole Divinely Uninspired album, I could have picked several songs from that actually. But that as well. Oh, can I add another one?
Of course, you can pick that.
Adele, "Hometown Glory."
Oh,
that as well. That one gets...
No.
No,
as in like that. I struggle to listen to that song now.
Yeah.
Adele was the last gig me and my mum went to before like she had her operation that kind of like went wrong. So that song for me, it like I don't know if you can see, like I've got goosebumps now just like talking about it. Like, yes, that song is.
It's crazy, isn't it? I think, again, a lot of Adele stuff it has that effect on people, doesn't it? It's got serious, Oh, it's amazing. Again, music. How amazing is music that we associate it with all these different situations and emotions and feelings, and it encaptures all of that in just like 3 minutes of lyrics. It's just crazy, isn't it?
I love how it can kind of it takes you to that place as well. It can either take you back, or it reminds you of a holiday, or like it's so powerful. Like it blows my mind. Like even just saying like a name of a song, then I've got bloody my hairs are standing up on my bloody arm.
It's so true, isn't it? Like when you hear even like the start of a song, it can literally take me back to a memory or a place I've been, and it can it can have been a really amazing place, or as we discussed, a really sad place. And it's powerful that we can relate memories to that kind of thing as well. It's a really good thing.
Right, that went like a little bit deep there. So
sorry,
no, it's my fair.
More waffling.
So ending on a high here.
Yeah.
Instant. What song needs to be playing for you to get on the dance floor? Well, other than Drake, apparently. How tragic.
Yeah. You don't want to see me dancing. What song do I need to get me on the dance floor? You know what? I quite like. So when I'm out clubbing, if you want to get me, because when you're like the main like the house R&B and whatever, you're just like keep stepping away. But if I want to throw some serious shapes, like I'm in the cheese room. I'm in like old school like disco vibes. What's it? September by the very first night of September. Like proper old school disco, or like Lola's theme Shapeshifters, like proper old school disco, and like boogie away, just like having a good time, like arm in arm with like have lads like probably chewing their ear off, telling them how much you love them and stuff, like proper 3 a.m. bangers, like But I'm more of a singer than a dancer, so. I mean, an Angels, Robbie Williams, as the last song, is always gonna, pull some heartstrings and like really be a positive end of the night. I'm
throwing it out here. I'm like, and obviously, I'm fully prepared to be pied here. I want to go on a night out with you now. Purely, like we need to find somewhere. I'm in Coventry. Meet your brother in Birmingham. We'll go for a few beers and whatever cheesy room there's going. Like.
We'll get loose. A couple of looseners never hurt anyone. I love it, and I guess now I've kind of out of the villa. I'm kind of I've got this whole new world of like craziness. So, you know, I
Yeah.
can go out in London quite a bit these days, and I'm fortunate enough that I can like travel around and see my mates, because obviously I'm not working a traditional 9 to 5. So
Yeah.
you know, I've been to like Exeter, Bristol, Birmingham, London, Southampton since I've been back. So it's quite cool to, you know, I get the opportunity. Actually, say I get the opportunity to sing Robbie Williams at 2:30.
A lot.
Quite a lot more than I used to when it was COVID times. So yeah, no, love it. Absolutely love my music. So yeah, it's on there. I'm gonna have a great sing song after this. I'm gonna get in the car. I'm going off somewhere after this. And yeah, my gym playlist is gonna be really weird.
Banging today.
It's gonna be so up and down. It's gonna be like, do I want to cry? Do I like this? Is this okay? Am I enjoying this? But no, mate, love it, love it, love it.
Mate, you have genuinely like put the biggest smile on my face today. Like, this chat has been brilliant. Like, I really worry about recording some of these episodes, especially with people like on TV and stuff like that.
Why?
Because
Why do you
no,
worry?
I don't worry, just because
Yeah.
of like the music part of it. Because sometimes, like, I don't know if they're going to kind of get it from like a humorous point of view, or like,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't know. I shouldn't worry, but I think that's just my like anxiety kicking, because I never really know
Yeah.
what to expect. But
Yeah.
when conversations like this happen, and now I'm like, I feel like I'm like pumped up, like ready for the day now. So honestly, thank you so much for taking the time for having a waffle with me.
Mate, it's been my absolute pleasure to have a waffle, and hopefully we can have a waffle on a Birmingham dance floor very soon.
I'll hold you to that.
Please do, please do. Good man.